Ever wondered about Maura Murray and the mysterious circumstances surrounding her disappearance? What led to her vanishing? And why did the investigation take unexpected turns? Join us as we dive into the perplexing story of Maura Murray's disappearance, exploring the questions that linger and the quest for answers that has spanned years. What unfolded on that fateful day? And why does the mystery endure? Let's unravel the layers of this enigmatic case together.
They searched with dogs, by air, and on foot. They've checked everything from bus logs to snow tracks, and now, after 10 days, officials say they have suspended the ground search for 21-year-old Maura Murray.
Maura Murray, last seen in an ATM surveillance video, was dressed in a dark jacket and jeans. She was at home in Massachusetts preparing for a trip to New Hampshire. Surprisingly, her family had no knowledge of this trip, sparking concern among them about her sudden plans. Months prior to Maura's disappearance, she was immersed in her studies as a nursing student at the University of Massachusetts Amherst. In the earlier part of 2003, Maura faced legal trouble when she was charged with using a stolen credit card to order food. However, by December of the same year, those charges were dismissed, attributed to her good behavior during the proceeding. Her life seemed to be on a normal trajectory with the pursuit of her education, but little did anyone know, this period would be marked by an unforeseen event that would change the course of her story. Maura's background and activities leading up to her disappearance present a complex narrative, raising questions about the factors that may have contributed to the mystery surrounding her vanishing. Just 2 days before her disappearance, Maura, along with her father, engaged in a seemingly ordinary activity, car shopping. Following this, they shared a meal with a friend, and later dropped him off at a motel in Amherst, Massachusetts. This friend was visiting, and Maura had borrowed his car, a Toyota Corolla. Utilizing this borrowed vehicle, Maura attended a party hosted at her dorm around 10:30 p.m. on the night of February 7th. She eventually left the party at 2:30 a.m. on February 8th, marking the last known interactions before the mysterious turn of events that would unfold. The seemingly routine nature of these activities adds to the perplexity of Maura's subsequent disappearance. While driving to her father's motel, Maura faced an unfortunate incident. She damaged her father's car, resulting in a hefty $10,000 worth of damages. Luckily, the damages were covered by his car insurance. What's peculiar is that typically when such incidents occur, a field sobriety test is conducted to determine if the driver is under the influence. However, on this occasion, no such test took place. The responding officer took Maura to the motel, where she stayed with her father for the rest of the morning. During this time, she reached out to her boyfriend, but the details and content of these phone conversations have not been disclosed to the public. Following the incident, Maura's father rented a car and drove her back to her school. After ensuring her return, he headed back to his home in Connecticut. That night, he called Maura, reminding her to obtain accident forms due to the damages sustained by his car. This series of events leading up to her disappearance adds layers of intrigue to the puzzle surrounding Maura's case.
Sunday morning, Maura woke me up. She had come back, during the night and told me that she had had an accident in my car.
She was involved in an accident in Hadley, Mass, where she went off the road and struck a set of guardrails. She was driving her father's new car at the time and did about $10,000 worth of damage.
Well, Maura was upset, and it haunts me, but, I think she felt she let her father down.
On the morning of February 9th, Maura took steps that would later contribute to the mystery of her disappearance. She electronically sent her homework to her professors, coupled with a message stating she needed to leave campus for a week due to a supposed death in her family. However, investigations later revealed that there was no such tragic event within her family.
Maura Murray sends an email that says she's going home because there's been a death in the family. It turns out that's not true.
Following this, Maura reached out to someone who owned a condo she had visited in the past. The assumption was that she wished to stay at the condo again. In preparation for this unexpected journey, she packed essentials she believed she would need for several days: clothes, toiletries, textbooks, and makeup. These seemingly routine actions would become crucial elements in the unfolding puzzle of Maura Murray's perplexing disappearance. At 1 p.m. on that fateful day, Maura reached out to her boyfriend via email, assuring him that she would call later. True to her word, a little over an hour later, she made the call, leaving him a voice message. Subsequently, approximately 2 hours later, she was seen at an ATM withdrawing $280. Shortly after, She visited a liquor store, making a purchase amounting to about $40 worth of alcohol. Around 4:30 p.m., Maura departed from Amherst, setting her course towards New Hampshire. These seemingly routine activities, interspersed with her communication with her boyfriend, would soon become significant details in the timeline leading up to Maura Murray's perplexing and unexplained disappearance. As the evening progressed around 7:27 p.m., reports of a car accident surfaced along Route 112. Butch Atwood, a bus driver, encountered Maura after this mishap and engaged in a conversation with her. Despite the offer of assistance, she declined, asserting that she had already contacted AAA for help. However, Butch harbored doubts about her claim. Upon returning home, he took the step to call 911, promptly responding to the call.
I just asked her how she was. She said she was shaken up. I couldn't see any blood on her face, and she was shaking like this. I says, okay, I'm gonna go call the police.
An officer arrived at Route 112 but found no trace of Maura. However, the officer did locate the car, and to their surprise, it was locked. Positioned on the driver's seat was a box of wine, adding an intriguing layer to the unfolding events surrounding Maura Murray's enigmatic disappearance. The interactions with Butch Atwood and the subsequent discovery of the locked car raise questions about the circumstances leading up to this point in her journey.
It's a unique case because of the short window when she disappears. She's seen by people and she's gone.
The police get there within around 10 minutes. They find her car. It was a minor crash, but the car is undrivable. The car is locked up. They go inside. They find alcohol. They think she actually took a backpack with her, but she left other belongings that were in the car.
There were textbooks, there was a few changes of clothes, her running shoes. She took some of the alcohol that she had purchased that day at UMass with her, so it was not recovered in the vehicle. And it was a pretty fair amount of alcohol. So, I try to think of, did she run down the road? Maybe. But she did have bottles of alcohol in her backpack, so that would have made that a little bit difficult.
The investigation into Maura's disappearance remains an ongoing and perplexing puzzle for law enforcement. Some theories suggest she may have been attempting to run away or contemplating suicide, but her family staunchly refutes these notions.
People have speculated that maybe she committed suicide. Maybe she walked off into the woods and just died from the elements. The family believes that someone killed her.
Adding a layer of intrigue, Maura's boyfriend, Fred, received a voicemail believed to be from her. The investigation traced this voicemail to a Red Cross-issued calling card, introducing an unexpected twist. In the wake of this discovery, Maura's father and Fred have actively participated in media interviews, shedding light on the mysterious circumstances surrounding her disappearance. The FBI eventually joined the search, transforming it into a nationwide effort. As the investigation continues, the quest for answers stretches beyond local boundaries, keeping the enigma of Maura Murray's vanishing at the forefront of ongoing efforts to unravel the truth.
An intensive search of the crash scene area for evidence that she may have walked into the woods. Nothing like that was uncovered. Do police make mistakes? Do we miss things? Absolutely. We just want to make sure we're doing everything that we can to locate this missing girl and get her back to her family.
Officials plan to continue doing background checks on Maura with the help of the FBI to try to establish her frame of mind prior to disappearing. But at this point, there will be no further search of the area. As for Maura's family and friends, their search continues.
Maura, we love you. We're never going to give up hope. Don't you give up hope, because we're going to find you and we're going to bring you home safe.
In the years spanning from 2006 to 2010, several searches were conducted in an effort to uncover clues about Maura's disappearance. Notably, during one of these searches in 2007, a substantial reward of $75,000 was offered for any information that could shed light on the mystery surrounding Maura Murray. This highlighted the intensity and urgency with which authorities and the community pursued answers. As the search efforts unfolded, spanning over a decade, the investigation continued to be marked by its persistent nature. However, despite these sustained efforts, By 2017, it was noted that the case remained open with no new updates available. The absence of breakthroughs in the investigation left both the authorities and those invested in finding Maura Murray grappling with the lingering uncertainty that surrounded her unexplained disappearance.
This one hurts because I thought we finally had it. This one is worse than the other false alarms or dead ends, and I was pretty sure that she wants to come home and be buried in her hometown. And she can't. She's buried up here. And I need help. I need help.
As we conclude our exploration into Maura Murray's disappearance, our thoughts go out to her family and loved ones who continue to grapple with the uncertainty surrounding her vanishing. The search for answers has been a long and challenging journey. To Maura's family, we extend our heartfelt condolences and support. May they find the answers they seek, and may Maura's story serve as a reminder of the importance of continued efforts in seeking the truth.